Hello and welcome to the Telegraph Studios. I'm Kathryn Batte, the Telegraph's women's football reporter, and I'm joined by my colleague Luke Edwards to make our predictions for what is going to happen at Euro 2025. Thank you for joining us today, Luke.
Absolute pleasure, looking forward to it.
So we're going to start with Group A, and I think we're both in agreement that Norway are going to top this group.
You were quite adamant about that, and I think I agree with you. Norway look like the far strongest side in that group, but after that it gets interesting.
So I'll pop Norway in as top, and then, as you say, it gets interesting. I think Switzerland being the hosts, potentially that might help them out a little bit. Iceland have probably got the most tournament experience of the three teams left. Finland probably the least in recent years.
So you think Finland weakest? So
I think so.
Do you want to put Finland in fourth then? Or do you
well,
put it
I have to pick the country that comes second next.
Okay, that's useful for working out how to play the game. So do you think, I'm going to go Iceland.
You're going to go Iceland. I'd be tempted to say Switzerland for home advantage, but I'm happy to go for Iceland because I do think they're probably a better team.
Okay, let's go Iceland.
And then I think we'll probably go Switzerland and then Finland. So
Right.
that's Group A done, nice and quick. Over to Group B, again, I think it's pretty straightforward in the sense we think Spain are going to top this group comfortably.
You've got the tournament favourites to be European champions Spain, so I think they're clearly going to top the group fairly easily, I would have said.
Now it gets a little bit more interesting with Portugal, Belgium and Italy, and I do think all three have got a strong chance. Portugal missing two of their best players in Kika Nazareth and Jessica Silva, so I do think that's weakened them quite a bit. Belgium have the ability to beat big teams. We saw them beat England. We saw them beat England recently. Mm-hmm. We also saw them get thrashed by England recently. So Italy, again, I think you're never really sure what you're going to get. So I'd be tempted to lean towards Belgium potentially.
Okay, well I put Italy as my dark horses for the World Cup and they got knocked out in the group stages, so we won't go near Italy again, if that's okay. So I agree with you, I'm happy to put Belgium second.
Belgium, and then do we think Italy just because Portugal weakened a little bit?
Yeah.
And Portugal in fourth. Group C, I think we probably feel Germany will top this group if they turn up like we expect them to.
Can we not spice things up a little bit and throw people off the scent and put maybe Sweden first? I don't know. No, I think you're probably right.
I think it's probably going to be Germany. I'd be surprised. It's not out of the question that they could have a poor tournament. Again, they're a little bit unpredictable, but I do think they should.
They've had a bit of a down sort of turn, haven't they, really, in terms of, because they were the sort of big tournament animals for so many years, but I think there's been signs that they're getting back to their best. So yeah, we'll put Germany first.
I think Sweden have probably got the most experience in terms of big tournaments and getting through to the latter stages, more so than Denmark. I do think it's between Sweden and Denmark. It's Poland's first ever tournament, so I'd be very surprised for them to finish in that second place. I'd lean towards Sweden, but I do think Denmark have still got the likes of Pernille Harder, who's a very good player. I just think Sweden maybe have a little bit more experience in their team.
Well, I hope this is a sign of things to come this summer because I'm in total agreement, Kathryn.
Wow.
Sweden second.
And then I think we'd probably say Denmark. Poland. Now we're on to the group of death.
Yes, really, really tough group. I don't think Sarina Wiegman would have been very happy when these teams were drawn.
No, I think she'd have wanted to go in Group A, which is where I was kind of hoping England would go. We all wanted them in Group A.
There is a definite chance, sorry readers, that England could come home. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic, but there is a chance they could come home after the group stage. So
it's not out of the question, and I think the problem for England recently is that we're just not 100% sure what we're going to get from them. Sometimes they play brilliantly, sometimes they play poorly, and they're in a group with two very strong teams in France and the Netherlands, and we know it's Wales' first tournament, but Wales are a tricky team as well. That's not a given that they're going to beat Wales in that last game.
No, the only thing I will say is that England have had a habit, certainly since Sarina Wiegman came in, of peaking at the right time at tournaments. They weren't actually that impressive at the World Cup, if you remember, in the group stages, but they found a way through. So I think in Sarina we trust. We have to go with the fact that she's going to get the defence sorted, get the attacking players playing right, as long as Russo's fit and firing. If Lauren James returns in time for the tournament, then I don't think there'd be many better attacks. It's just about the defence that concerns me a little bit.
It is, and I'm sure Sarina listening to this video will be very happy to hear you say, "In Sarina we trust." I do think they can beat France and Netherlands. We've seen them beat them recently. I think if we're going to be optimistic, we say we put England first. I do think there's a chance they could come second or third.
Yeah, and there's always this thing in a tournament about trying to plot your route through the easier side of the draw once you get to the knockout rounds. If they top the group, I think they avoid Germany, but I don't think, in this group, I don't think we can take anything for granted like that. I think they've just got to get through. And the thing with the Euros is the standard of teams tends to be slightly higher anyway compared to a World Cup. So they're going to face a tough team, whoever they get in the knockout rounds. I think you just want them to hit the ground running and finish top of the group. I'm not so sure that they will, though. So we might disagree on this one.
I just think England have got the better tournament. They turn up at tournaments more than France do. France are sort of serial underperformers at tournaments. Netherlands, again, a bit unpredictable. Vivian Miedema, we're not sure if she's going to be fit, if she's going to be fully fit, if she does make the tournament. I think I'm tempted to put England top, but I'm not hanging my hat on it because it, like we say, it could go either way.
I'm happy to be led by you, and I do agree. England are a tournament team, and no, I don't think there's a manager in world football who's got a better record at tournaments than Sarina Wiegman. So let's be optimistic and put England first. But I think it could, they could finish first, second, or depressingly third.
And I think the problem with the reason I put England top is because I couldn't have told you between France and Netherlands who I would have put above them, and it's very difficult to put them, who's going to come second. I'm tempted to go Netherlands just because of the way France's tournaments have gone previously. I'm not sure about the manager. They've gone through quite a few managers in recent years. They didn't do well in the home Olympics last summer. They've disappointed at a lot of tournaments. Maybe this is the year they surprise us, and maybe this is the year they turn up and get further, but I just think Netherlands, if they, on their day, could maybe cause them some problems and have got potentially, a little bit more bottle than France.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm fine with that. Netherlands second.
France have got some incredible attacking players, so if they, cause England problems, they might make us look stupid, but I just kind of want to go that way.
I'm happy with that.
And sorry, Wales, I do think Wales will cause teams problems, but I think it's a group of death for them, really.
You think they'll cause problems, but they'll finish bottom of the group. Right.
Right, well, on to the quarterfinals now. So Norway and Belgium is what we've predicted. We need to pick a winner of these two teams.
I'm going to go Norway.
Norway, I agree. We'll go Norway for that one. Germany, Netherlands.
I'm going to go Germany.
Yeah, I think I would.
I really like Germany. I think if you can call a German team dark horses for the tournament, but I don't think you can because they've got such a good track record. But I think Germany will go very far.
Spain, Iceland.
Easy.
Again, yeah.
Iceland. Sorry, no, I meant Spain, obviously.
And England, Sweden would be a tricky game for England. Not a straightforward quarter-final by any means.
No,
but I still think we would.
I'm going to go back to Euro 2022 when they
thrashed them.
So yeah. I'm going to go England.
Right. And that would then have us with the semi-finals of Germany, Norway. I'd be tempted to go with Germany. I think Norway would have benefited from having an easier route to the semi-finals.
Okay. Yeah, Germany.
Would maybe not have played a strong team until they get to Germany. England, Spain. We've seen this film before, haven't we?
We have. It's sort of 1-1 in big tournaments, isn't it, obviously?
We saw England beat Spain recently,
but
I don't think Spain turned up on that day. They didn't have Alexia Putellas playing.
I think Spain are too good, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I want to say England.
Me too, but I think based on current form, the way we see the Spanish players performing for Barcelona in the domestic league, I think I'd be
So we're going to go Spain?
We're going to go Spain,
I'm going to be unpatriotic?
Yeah, sorry, Sarina. Maybe she'll stop watching after we said "In Sarina we trust."
Yeah.
Then we have a final of Germany and Spain.
I'm going to go with Germany. I'm going to go with Germany because I've gone big, and you're going to go with Spain, aren't you?
I would have said Spain, but I'm happy to go with Germany.
Do we have to pick a winner?
It's very obvious to go for Spain.
Let's go with Germany.
I think we have to pick a winner.
Germany.
Right, Germany it is.
Well, we haven't been very patriotic there in the end, but as you can see, our readers are staying loyal to Sarina. They've got 30% of them are saying England are going to win, Spain second favourites. I think it will be one of those three.
I agree. I think it will be one of those three, and we've gone for the less obvious choice.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Luke. That has been a lot of fun. We'll have to wait just a few weeks to see if we've predicted correctly. You can go to the Telegraph website or Telegraph app to play the predictor yourself, and the Telegraph will, of course, have full coverage of the Euros throughout July. Thank you for joining us.